Hello, welcome to Kathayana. This is the Panchatantrayana series. We have covered stories from the four techniques of Panchatantra, which are Mitra Bheda, Mitra Samprapti, Kakolukiyam, and Labdha Pranasham. Here, we are presenting to you the stories from the last and final technique of Panchatantra called Aparikshita Karakam. Aparikshita Karakam again is made up of two words, Aparikshita and Karakam. Aparikshita means that which is not examined well, and Karakam means action. Through the stories of Aparikshita Karakam, Pandita Vishnu Sharma taught the three princes as to how not to go the way of destruction by not taking actions to those matters which are not examined well, which are not thoroughly understood, that which is ill recognized, or those which are not thought of well. The stories of Aparikshita Karakam begin this way. In the southern part of the country, there was a city by name Pataliputra. There lived a very rich merchant by name Manibhadra. He had the habit of spending his money just like water. He was a spendthrift. He mindlessly spent money on pleasure and fun. And soon, what had to happen? He lost all his money and he was very upset. Every day when he went to bed, he would only keep thinking about his fate. Oh no, what has happened to me? What has fate got me? I have lost all my money. I have fallen into this deep pit of poverty. What is my life without money? Now, what am I to do? How am I going to live the rest of my life? So on and so forth. One day, as he was thinking about all of these questions, he fell fast asleep. Then he had a dream. In that dream came a pot brimming with gold coins in the form of a Jain monk. And that pot spoke to Manibhadra. Dear Manibhadra, don't lose interest in life. Don't you worry that you have lost all your money. See, I am your treasure of wealth. I have been earned by your ancestors, and you have the right to get me. See, listen to me. Tomorrow, I am going to come at the doorstep of your house in this form as a Jain monk. When you see me, take a stick and strike it on my head, and I will convert into this pot brimming with gold coins. You can have me. You can have me for the rest of your life. I will stay inexhaustible, it said, and the dream vanished. The next morning, when Manibhadra woke up, he felt quite strange. He began thinking about that dream. Oh, what weird dream that was. Would that kind of a dream ever be true? I don't know. Maybe I keep thinking of money, money all the time, and maybe that is why I got such a weird dream, he thought. And he went about his daily chores as usual. Then, a little later in the day, a barber came to his house. Manibhadra's wife had called him home for some work, and so he had come. Just a little later, after the barber had come, a Jain monk came at the doorstep of Manibhadra's house and called out for the people inside. Now, when Manibhadra came out and saw Jain monk, oh, he remembered the instructions in his dream. He did not waste any time. He immediately got a stick, went towards the Jain monk, and struck it on his head. And then suddenly the Jain monk turned into a pot brimming with gold coins and fell on Manibhadra's hands. Now, looking at that, Manibhadra was so delighted. He took it inside his room and kept it in his safe vault. Now, suddenly, Manibhadra realized that the barber was there. Yes, the barber was watching all of this that was happening. So, Manibhadra called the barber, gave him some money, put it in his hand, and said, listen, you are not to tell to anybody whatever you saw here, okay? He said and asked him to go home. Now, the barber, when he went home, he only began thinking of what had happened, what he had witnessed at Manibhadra's house. And he began wondering, Oh, no wonder this merchant Manibhadra is so rich. He knows a secret which none of us know. But now I know the secret. Why should I keep quiet? Even I will get rich, he thought, and he said to himself, tomorrow I will invite a lot of Jain monks to my house, hit them all with a stick, and I will also have inexhaustible gold coins with me, he thought, and he went to sleep. The next morning, he went to the Jain monastery. Straight, he went to the head monk and very devoutly prayed to him. Dear sir, holy sir, please accept my greetings. This evening, I would request you to come to my house along with the whole company of your monks, he said. The head monk looked up at him and said, thank you, dear man, dear fellow, but why do we have to come to your house? To that, the barber said, oh, holy sir, I have a neighbor who had once visited your monastery. He told me that the books, that the holy scriptures, the holy manuscripts from which you read your prayers, cite your hymns and verses every day, those books, those manuscripts are all torn, worn out, and they are tattered. They are not in a good condition for all of you to read. Listening to that, I felt so sad. I thought, no, 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 the great monks of our country should not be in this condition. They might have surely renounced all the pleasures, the worldly pleasures, but that does not mean they deserve good manuscripts, all in good and proper condition. And that is why I have got custom made all your holy manuscripts on copper plates, and I have so many of them which I want to give it to all of you individually. So that is why I pray that you all come to my house so that I can gift them to all of you there at my house. I can have the privilege, I can have the blessings from all of you at my house. So the head monk, so delighted, said, thank you, dear man, we shall surely come, he said. Now the barber was so happy, he ran home and kept ready a lot of sticks. And that evening came the head monk and his entire troop of monks to the barber's house. The barber very happily welcomed, greeted all of them inside the house. And just then he ran inside, took as many sticks as he could, and began striking on the head of all of the monks one by one. Some monks died, some of their heads broke, some just got wounded, and many of them just ran out of the house screaming and howling. Now, listening to the chaos, the soldiers who were on the rounds came running towards that place. When they saw what a barbaric act the barber was doing, they immediately caught him and took him to the court. In the court, the judges asked the barber, Barber, what a shameful act have you committed? What did those innocent Jain monks do to you that you had to kill them all like that? To that, the barber narrated whatever he had witnessed at the merchant Manibhadra's house. And so the judges summoned the merchant Manibhadra to the court. And there Manibhadra was asked, Dear Manibhadra, is it true? Is the barber talking the truth that you killed a Jain monk? Now, Manibhadra gave them the entire account of what actually happened. He said, My lord, true. It is true that I struck the head of a Jain monk, but then I had a dream of it, he said, and he narrated his dream and what all he had to do for it. After listening carefully to what the merchant Manibhadra said, the judge turned to the barber and said, Barber, dear fellow, whatever you have committed was ill advised. You saw something, but you did not examine it, and you have committed a very grave mistake for which the law cannot forgive you. The law cannot forgive your act. You are being hanged to death, was the verdict the judge passed. After a long pause, the judge turned to the people assembled in the court and he said, "No one should ever commit any acts, any tasks like this which are not examined thoroughly, which is not reasonably thought of and considered well. And if someone does so, it may result in great regret and remorse. This case reminds me of the story of that lady Brahmin and mongoose," he said. And one of the persons sitting in the assembly asked, "My lord, what is that story about?" And the judge began narrating them that story. That story is coming up in Panchatantra Yana's Aparikshita Karakam segment's next video.